He's trying to ignore what he just heard. He's trying not to smile.
Trevor, what color you want? Got it.
Wow, Patterson.
What period? Sixth? No. Geometry. But you can come in anyway. But not today. I won't be here.
He has a meat thing or two.
Alright, so those ratios, the first part of that when we did the little thing we just did now. Let's see, the first part asks you about the ratios. What'd you notice about the ratios of the two triangles? As you slid N, what happened to the ratios? They're the same. Okay? Just like with the one we got from tangent, right? They're the same. Okay. Okay. So, those ratios are the same. Then you scroll down and went to the second part, which talked about as you change the slider, how did the ratios change with sine and cosine there? And what did we notice there? They're staying the same. So here's what we got. Okay? We have two new ratios. Two new trig ratios. All right, so then if we have a triangle, a right triangle like this, we looked at these two new ratios. Here's my little angle down here. We have opposite, we have adjacent. Our two ratios. So in a right triangle, the ratio opposite side, oops, over hypotenuse equals the sine of an angle A of the angle. And we're going to go down to here. Sine. S-I-N. It looks like sin, but it's actually sine. The adjacent side over the hypotenuse is the cosine of the angle. Yeah. So I'm going to go like this and make it so you can try to get it all in. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Sure. So here's the angle here. Okay. Sine is the opposite side, so it's this one here. Okay, over the hypotenuse.
Find that angle?
To find, no, that ratio of opposite over hypotenuse is called the sine ratio. It's always the same.
So find the ratio of the opposite and the hypotenuse.
Mm-hmm. That's called sine. Okay? And adjacent over hypotenuse is called cosine. We'll do some examples. But these aren't as easy as the other one. Dylan?
Have you, do you know what your IQ is?
No.
You know?
Is it higher or low? Just tell us that.
It's definitely higher than Narcisso's.
Yeah,
Well, if I don't know what it is, how would I know?
What do you think it is?
I have no idea. They tested something like that like when I was in first grade. That was, how many, 50 some odd years ago.
In first grade,
I can barely remember what happened last week sometimes.
I don't think
Okay.
you test it in first grade.
Using your Einstein.
It is? Kate, is it your birthday? How old are you today? Well, happy birthday, Kate.
Are we gonna sing happy birthday?
Pretty soon we should. Okay, so we'll do some examples. Now, for tangent, there was 3. But for these, oh man, there's quite a few.
Dang it.
All right. But when we do them, we want to make sure that our calculator is in what setting? Degrees. Very good. Okay, so we're going to find C in this case. I'm just going to stop right here and wait. We don't want to go too fast because these are a little more complicated. Thank you. You know, there's a chair right there if you want. Oh, whatever. Okay. Well, if you're going to do squash, you should be on your heels.
You said that we were going to do like 100 equations or something.
1,392 proportions.
Proportions, that's right. You guys, I can't believe I actually counted them.
I know you can't, but heck, that's what happens. Oops. Okay, so we're going to do the sine of 40. Now, here's the question, Caston. Why did we pick sine? Well, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Here we know the opposite side, and we're trying to find the hypotenuse, so that's how we pick it. See, now we have 3 choices. Yesterday, we just had 1. It was tangent the whole time. But now we got 3 choices, so we got to figure out which one we're going to use. That's the hardest part.
Wait, we got 3?
Yeah, we have sine, cosine, tangent.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the angle. Side opposite over hypotenuse, so I'm going to go 8 over C, just like that. And now we got to find the sine of 40, so you take your handy-dandy little calculators and look for the sine and 40, just like you did with tangent, and let's see what you get.
0.64.
Cross multiply, like Dylan says, we're doing so many of these.
How many are we on?
We're on 2, let's see, we've got about 1,288 to go, I believe. I might be off by a little.
A little. That's a good guess.
12.5.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop. You should use your phone for a calculator rather than.
I have a calculator.
Okay, good. Well
And
then,
this one actually, it has like all the signs.
pause whatever that is thing. What is that? Donkey Kong or something like that?
It's in French, Patterson.
Okay, well, pause it.
It's on.
Why is there a Chromebook on the floor?
I don't know. That's
Malik?
This is mine.
Okay.
Okay,
Alex.
Oh my gosh.
what Patterson?
All right, here we go. Another right triangle right there. Now I'm going to put the angle up here. I'm going to call this 165. We're going to put 15 here, and we want to find this side, A. So, here's what you do when you do these problems. You ask yourself, first of all, where the angle is. You got to locate the angle that you know. And we see it's right here. So what side do we know? Do we know the opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse? Which one?
Opposite. No.
Which side do we know? Hypotenuse. So I'm going to put a little h there. What side are we trying to find? Adjacent. Okay, because adjacent's next to. So, which one are we going to use? Sine, cosine, or tangent? Cosine, very good. So once you figure that out, you're in good shape. But you have to figure out which one it is you're going to use. So cosine is adjacent, so that would be A over hypotenuse, which is 15. And I'll stop there. I wish I had that dang poster up there. Gosh. I don't know. It disappeared over the summer.
She was emotionally attached to it. What's it like your favorite poster?
No. Would have been yours, though. Okay, cosine 65. We got to figure that out, so we use our...
Wait, it's 65. That's 64. Damn it.
Darn it.
Darn it.
That's okay. We can figure it out. I think Sarah's doing it right now. Garrett might be. Emma should be. Cosine 65? What? 86.3. I just want to know what the cosine of 65 is. And then Garrett says that A is 6.3, which makes sense. Okay? So again, we're just kind of learning how to use these and which one to use when. So it's a little tricky. It's a tricky one here. Let's see, we'll go with 39. And this time we'll put 18 there, and we'll put B over here. Okay, here's our new one. Remember, there's lots of sine cosine examples.
What is that? Is that B?
That is a B as in
Bear.
bears.
Bear.
I like it.
Not bears.
Bear's good. Okay, so we find the angle first. Got to find the angle first. Here it is. What side do we know?
That's gonna be the op. No.
What side is this one? Hypotenuse. So we know the hypotenuse. Which one are we trying to find?
Opposite.
Opposite.
So opposite's down at the bottom.
Okay, so opposite is across from the angle, right? Adjacent is next to. Adjacent is next to. So which one are we going to use? Sine, cosine?
Sine.
Sine. Good. So we're going to go sine 39 equals opposite side B hypotenuse 18. There we go. Now we just got to figure it out. Sine 39 B over 18. I don't know. We have to find out using a calculator or something like that. Malik's working on it. Okay. Dylan's working on it. Garrett's working on it. We got a lot of people. Trevor's almost got it. Working on it. Corey is. Reagan's got it punched in her calculator. Nobody's telling me what sine 39 is yet, though.
0.6.
0.6 what? Okay, Narciso came through in the clutch there. Cross multiply. There we go. What is it, about 6? No, 9? No, what am I thinking? 12. Is it about 12?
Yeah. Well, actually,
12 point what?
No. 11.34. 11.34. It was about 12.
Not bad, not bad. 11.34. Sweet. One more example. I told you there's a lot of these. Okay, this time we got to find an angle. So, here we go. First we got to find the angle that we're talking about is right here. And we know adjacent and we know hypotenuse. So which one are we going to use? No, we have adjacent and we have hypotenuse. So which one are we going to use? Which one's that? Cosine. So, adjacent's 9, hypotenuse is 12, but we don't know the angle, so we got to do that fancy thing we did with tangent. Oh, yeah, where we switch it around, okay, and use that little inverse, because cosine has one too, so does sine. So, do it. What do you think it is? 41? Probably about right. Maybe. Well, I'll help you out here. Get my handy dandy calculator out, see if we can figure it out. See, mine's going to be this one. So let's say I go 9 divided by 12.75, and then I want to push cosine inverse. Yep, 41.4. You are correct. Okay. Cool. Now, once you have if you have a situation where you know the angle here is 20, and this side is 19, and this side, so you go find the opposite side, figure out what that is. Then we can find the adjacent side by using what to get the adjacent side? If we know that this side here is, say, 6, how would we find the adjacent side now? You can use sine, what else? A squared plus b squared equals c squared is the easiest. Okay? Because now you know two sides. That'd be easiest. Okay, so what we want to do is take the last 3 problems on that worksheet that I gave you yesterday and finish them. They're sine, cosine problems. Okay, there's 3 of them, right? Those 3, the last 3 on that worksheet. And if you have anything else on that worksheet to work on, finish it. There we go. And then turn it in. Tomorrow we'll do some more sine and cosine problems.
This is yours.
Oh boy.
Thanks. You're welcome. I'm taking it. Everyone say happy birthday, parties.
If you want to sing happy birthday, Kate, go ahead.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
The packet. Hang on.